from toilet tubes. I painted the toilet tubes in advance. I painted them with glue, a mixture of glue and paint, so they get a nice sheen. And then I just mark them at centimetre intervals and cut them, flatten them a little bit and cut them with scissors. And then make them into flowers, which we're going to do with the strips. And then when you join them, you just have to make sure you join 2 flat edges to 2 flat edges like this to give stability. And you have to use a glue gun for best results. But with the toilet tube, you'll get quite a sturdy, and it will hang up and it will keep its shape on the wall. So that's the toilet tubes, but we're going to look at strips today. Okay? I'll just turn that one up there.
Shirley, do you have a question just now?
Yes, I was just going to ask Maz, what ratio of glue to paint did you use, Maz?
Oh, I just winged it. I put the glue in and I added the paint and I looked at the consistency. I tried it on a bit of card and a bit of paper until I was happy. There was no formula.
Oh, well, mine didn't cover very well, but they're covered.
Yeah. Are you using toilet tubes, Shirley?
Well, I've got both. I've got paper also.
That's fine. The paper strips are easier because you can just use PVA glue and they go together quite quickly and quite easily. Okay. So I've done some photographs that I'll try and put up on a document or something later on to show you, but I'm just going to run through those now before I show you the physical thing. So I'm just going to share my screen here. So you start off, I said 15 and 10. You can use as many different lengths as you like. These are 1 centimetre wide. Again, you can use any width as long as your widths are the same for each flower. So these ones I've got 15 centimetres or 6 inches imperial, 12 centimetres, 10 and 8. So you can use, if you've got big ones this afternoon, decide you want to have something smaller, just chop them up a bit more. And each one gets wound round on itself and sellotaped to make a petal. You can be more adventurous and use different shapes. So you can make a single petal, a double petal, or even a triple petal. Okay. And then you can join your petals together. You can have them 4s together, or 5s, or even 6s. And you can mix and match, okay, on your sculpture. So you make the flowers. And so with that, 2 things that we're going to do today, we're going to start with a double flower. So it's double petals joined together in a flower. And I'll just flick through the things so you can see quickly what we're doing. So the first one is quite a small sculpture. We start with the double flower, and then we add in double petals in between each of the flowers here, like that. So we end up with this shape. And then after that, I've just used some little straight bits of paper, which I've curled around, what do you call it, a kebab stick, and to make little curly bits that I've stuck in between. And that's finished, and that can be hung up. That's quite a small sculpture. The next one we're going to do again, starting with a double flower. We're going to add in again in between the double petals, and then on top of those, we're going to put a flower, a 5-petal flower. And again, we're going to finish up with the little curly bits in between. And at that stage, we can also use strips to go in between these 2 flowers, but I couldn't do that and make it stay together for the photos. Okay, that's a quick synopsis of what we're going to do today.
Great.
So I'm just now going to change my camera onto the workspace so that you will see the workspace. So you will need to have your strips ready, your glue ready, and your creativity on hand. Okay. So we start with the strips, whichever size they are. Here's the kinds that I've got here, the different lengths, and sellotape. Now my sellotape I'm using is magic tape. You can paint over it, you can write over it, and it's quite invisible, but ordinary sellotape will do just as well. If you haven't got it on a dispenser, then you can either just use a ruler to pull a bit out on the edge of the ruler and have your tape a little bit further away from you so that you can cut from this side of the ruler and just move it along as you cut. Okay, but mine's on a dispenser and now it's okay. And then I'm just going to use my scissors and my eyes, small scissors here. Okay, so I'm going to judge a centimetre of sellotape. So I just cut a little centimetre of sellotape, put it half on the end of the strip. It doesn't matter if it's not completely the same width as the strip. Yeah. Bend the strip round, try not to crease it, and then just flip the sellotape over, and that's your petal. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with a double petal. So you'll want to do 5 large petals and 5 smaller than whatever your large is. Right. So if you do a practice one, to make sure it fits easily inside the petal. So the next one, you've got 15 and 10, which will be this one. I'll just see how easily they go in together. You don't have to do a double petal to start with. You can start with a single. Doesn't matter if you're not a quick worker. So I've made, that's my little petal, and that will quite easily fit inside it. So that's a 10 inside a 15. Okay. And you're going to make 5 of those. Okay. I'm not going to rush you. I'll give you time to do it. And you just shout out if you've got any questions or any problems. And this is what you're aiming for at the end. So you need to make your petals first. And then you're going to just take your small piece of petal, glue onto here. And then you just get a little bit of PVA glue. I've got a little spreader. You can use a little bit of card. And I'm just going to spread just about a centimetre on that side and on that side. And then I'm going to sit it into the flower like that. And just use my fingers just to hold it. Okay. This sets quite quickly. If you find you've got any difficulty, I sometimes use a little peg, or I just sit and hold it for a couple of seconds until it sticks. And that's one double petal. Okay. And then you're just going to take, make another one quickly. Different colours, but it doesn't matter. Do another one here. About a centimetre each side. And put it inside the big petal. And then all you do is, when you've got your petals done, you just are going to take 5 of them and glue one side and match up the ends of the petals and hold them till they're stuck. And you're going to continue round in a circle till you've got your 5. Obviously, when you get to the last join, you're going to put glue on both sides and stick the other one in, and you have to do a little bit of sort of fiddling and holding like this to make sure everything gets held together until it's ready. And we end up with a double petal.
Right.
Okay. Everyone managing all right?
Can I just ask,
Yes.
is the PVA glue instead of the sellotape?
No, the sellotape is used to actually construct the petal.
Right.
Construct the petal out of the strip. So it's held together with sellotape at the bottom end here.
Right. Okay.
And then once you've done that, then you're going to go on to construct with your petals, your double petal, by putting a small one inside a large one.
Okay, fine.
Makes
Thank you very much, Maz. Yeah.
So the sellotape holds the strip into a petal, into a single petal, and then you insert a small petal into a large petal to make a double.
That's smashing. Thank you very much.
Okay. And you can even make a triple. You can even make a triple, you know, it's entirely up to you. And the thing is, once you've done this, even at the end, you can say, oh, I think I'm just going to put an extra bit in here now. And you can go over and get, if I've got a small one here. Right. Small one here. You can go over and get a small petal and then just put it in and make a triple one at the end after you've done your construction. You can still add it on at the end.
And I do it. Right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Maz, it's Pauline. I looked away from the screen. How did you join your 5 big petals together?
Right, you just take a bit of glue, Pauline.
Yep.
And your double petal.
Yep.
Okay. Here. And then you're just going to put about a centimetre of glue on one side.
Yep.
Pick up your other petal and hold it together.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep,
And then
great.
you continue round, and of course the last one you're going to be gluing 2 sides and inserting the final petal and pulling it round. Okay,
Perfect.
so that
Thank
so it's
you.
nice and tight in the middle.
Great.
Okay, that's fine. The thing is, once you've got the basics now, you can just expand it as much or as little as you want. But if you start with that center double flower,
I'd like to do one, manage it. Million, which is a big wire.
11.
Aye.
What, you just got
everyone
your
managing?
alarm? You just got your alarm.
Well, a bit.
How's everyone getting along? You're all beavering away.
It's quite fiddly.
Fiddly, fiddly.
Yeah, yeah. You get better with practice. How's everyone going? Anyone nearly finished a flower?
No, not yet.
That's fine.
So when we've constructed the 2 sizes, do we go ahead then and start gluing them together?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be good if everyone got to this stage, or even a single flower. They don't have to be doubles. You can always put the double bit in at the end. So just get to this stage so we're ready.
I have 3. On this go for a wee while. I'm just on this for a wee while.
Maz, can you remind me, how did you get is it glue to glue the small one inside the bigger one to make the
Yeah,
double?
you just take your small one and put the glue on the edge,
Right.
and then just put it inside the big one, just inside, so that the pointy bit, sort of sits together.
Yes.
And then just hold it until it's glued, and then you've got the double.
Right, thank you.
Down, for goodness sake.
You could sing us a wee song while everyone's doing it, Maz.
Yeah. I'll get my guitar. How's everybody's weather today?
Windy.
Sunny
Dull.
showers.
It's a bit showery.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
No.
Windy.
Oh, she was going to come and watch.
A bit of fresh glue out.
It's 8:19 in the morning and the sun is shining through my window, and it's going to be a
good.
beautiful day, I think.
Oh,
That's
that's
good.
good.
What's your temperature, Anne?
Yeah.
It was about 0 though.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah.
yes, it's cool, but it's not that bad.
No.
It was plus 16 or 17 yesterday in the afternoon. So
Mhm. Wow, that's what did it go from 0 to 17?
yep.
Wow. That's a big change in a day.
That's quite a jump.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maz, can you show me
Yes.
again how you joined them all in the middle? Because mine just don't look right.
Right, let me have a look at you, Shirley.
I think I need 6. Do I need 6?
5,
No,
I think.
5 or 6?
Five.
Entirely up to you. I've got 5.
I don't know how you
Where's
manage that.
Shirley? Can you highlight Shirley?
Yeah, just looking for a hang on a sec. There we go.
I mean,
Right.
I've got some of them going together, but how do I get the other
Right.
ones then?
Right, Shirley, look at my, can you see my camera? Right, here's 2, right? Here's 2 here. 1,
Yeah.
2. So join them together. And when those 2 are joined together, right, you can see that? Like
Yes,
that.
I haven't
Just
joined
put
them.
put the next one on and the next one. And when you get to the last one here, you're
Yeah.
going to put glue on both sides,
Uh-huh.
one side in, and then you're going to pull it right round on itself and hold it together. And then it will look like this. It'll be quite tight, but they're only glued at about 1 centimetre at the centre, each one.
Yes, I just hadn't glued them far enough along.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And then just pull them round into the flower. Okay.
Oh, it's really tricky getting them all together.
Mm.
I think that's
Hold
it.
it for hold it for a couple of seconds. Sometimes I even put the glue on and put them to one side just to allow them to go to that tacky stage. Then when I come back and put them, they're ready to grip. So you could sort of glue 2 or 3 and then go back and get them and pick them up. I use these quite a lot, these little pegs, because they're just handy. Then you can just clip them in the centre and hold. You can't always get them right next door to each other, but it will hold some, and then you can use your fingers for others.
Ah, right.
It just clips them together. I think that was when it used to be. I know it's Tiger now, the shop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great show.
Yeah, you know, just little wooden pegs, and then I did some marbling on them, so they're little marbled pegs now. Okay. Who's that? Is that Leslie Burney?
No.
Saying for goodness sake.
Me.
Who's me?
It may, I'm not letting on. Might be an angel.
If be like me, Leslie, get your clothes pegs. Let's hold some.
I think it was Jennifer that first said she couldn't get, it was too tricky to hold them. And Jennifer, you've made a blooming Sanker glove, so
I have, and I've finished the first one.
you finished the first one, brilliant.
Yes,
Brilliant.
and I'm just about finished my flower.
Oh,
Well done.
Great.
Rather than holding it, I'm putting it on a flat surface.
Yeah,
Right.
A lot easier to do.
yeah.
But what I do when I'm doing them is I cut my strips, then I do another sit. I sit and do all the sellotaping. So I've got absolutely stacks of little individual petals. That's nice.
That's lovely, Jennifer. Yeah.
Okay.
I've still got the paper clips in to keep the glue there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if we everyone just have a pause for a minute, because once you've done that, you're just going to make more petals. Now, they can be single or they can be double. It doesn't matter. Single to start with, and you can go back at the end and put another bit inside it. And you're going to make 5 single or double petals. And then each of those is going to be glued each side, and it's going to be inserted in between the flowers in here. So that builds up the next layer like that. Okay.
Okay.
They can all be singles at this stage, because you can go back to each of those flowers and insert the double later on. So if you're finding it a bit heavy going, just make your flowers single to start with. Okay. And then later on, you can go and make smaller ones and put them inside the single ones to make them double. So after this, you need 5 single or double, however speedy you are, flowers. And these are going to be inserted in between these. Okay, to make that shape. And you could finish then, and you could make 6 like that and make a mobile, or make a hanging to go along the window, or
Yeah.
you know, put it on a stick and have it in the centre of the table, in a bowl of flowers or whatever. Completely up to you. You can keep building as long as you want. And there are lots of ideas on Pinterest under toilet tube art, but these are all done with, and you can do exactly the same with strips. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue mine in now, ready for the next stage. So I'm just going to take each. Yep.
Maz, it's Annette.
Hi, Annette.
I've got them done, but I can't get them the 5. How do you get the 5? I can't explain it.
Hold it up, Annette. Here I am. Hold it up.
You see,
hang on. I'm coming back to you here. Right.
I've got them all. I can go right round, but I'm too close.
Right. Well, yes. Don't glue them up too high. If you glue them right up like this, it's going to be much harder. You'll have to use more flowers. You only want to glue the bottom centimetre. If you glue it right up like that, it's going to take much more to go around in a circle.
I've only done it at the bottom, right?
Right,
Okay.
let me have a look again. Hold it up. Right. Have you got, how many have you got together now?
I've got 3, and I've got, here's mother 2 here.
Right. How are you gluing them at the bottom there where your fingers are? Hold them at the other end and let me see them. Hold them up. Right. What you've done.
Is it too much?
I think you've sort of pressed them together like this.
I have, yes.
Yeah. You want it to be a bit more, just touching a centimetre. So when it too will look like this. All right. And then the next 2, you just do it a cent. So they're still joined, but you'll be able to move them round.
Right, okay.
Same, Annette.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine are the same, Annette. I'm just.
Yeah. I think what you're doing is you're sticking them together, then you're doing this and holding. Holding 3. Well, that makes a nice pattern as well.
It does.
Can always be incorporated.
I understand, but that's it. Right, okay, I'll have a go.
I think if you do one at a time and do that until that's set.
That's it.
And then get the next one in, so that one will be glued. So you won't have to hold that one. Then you'll hold the next one, and it will start to be more like a flower rather than that tightness in the centre.
Right, okay, right, I'm trying.
I think Amy's got a question. Amy, have you got a question?
Yeah, Amy?
I was just saying, could you use quilling strips of paper?
I think you could. Obviously, the thinner the paper, these ones here were made of paper, just made of photocopier paper, but they don't have enough body to hold themselves together like the toilet rolls. So it needs to be something built in this way as a solid shape. But yes, you can use.
I'm just doing a practice piece. So.
Oh yeah, lovely.
But yeah, try it with your quillo paper. Try it with your quilling paper.
No, I haven't.
No, I said you can do, because as long as you keep as long as you build the structure out from the centre and keep everything touching, it will be nice and solid.
Right, thank you.
Whereas this does not work with paper, but it will work with toilet rolls because they're much denser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, Amy.
Much luck with this colour. Dry.
Right, I'm going to go back here and just finish gluing these now into my flowers. So a little bit of glue there, and then put it in between the flowers. And when I go in, I'm going to push it down there, hold it there and there. My penny glue off, and so it sits like that, nice and flat. And then the next one there and there, in between the 2 brown ones here, and do it like that. Then the next one. you get a bit of a swing on, there, goes quite quickly. Next one. Yeah. And the last one. Goes in there. Mhm. Okay. And even if that's as far as you get today, you can carry on and you just build up, adding more petals in between. So I'll let everyone have a little go doing that.
That looks lovely,
I'll show
man.
you yep. And then you can leave that to dry, and then, you know, on the next tonight you can build up your other flowers, because after you've done that, you've inserted your double petals in between, but they can all be single, remember, they don't have to be double. And then all I did after that was I used same color, and I made five petal flowers, 5 of them, and they are going to go on top of my purple one there. And it's going to be 2 flat edges, not point to point. That doesn't work very well. Point to point, it has to be snuggled in like that. I always choose the nicest sort of looking area. So that's going to get glued there and there, and then go into this and get glued there. So I glue all of those around there like that. That would be the next stage. Okay. Okay, like that. So I'm going to just glue those so that I can, as I say, I've got photographs of all of these, so I'll put them into a little document. Everyone all right? Any questions?
Yeah, I've got a question. What kind of paper are you using, Maz?
Right, I'll tell you what I'm using. I'm using 160 GSM. It's called Thin Card, which I got on Amazon. Right. Came in a pack for about £4.45, and it came in multicolours. Okay.
So
I think it was
what was the GSM?
160. The brown one I'm using is 170. So I tried to get some into, because I had that from something I did for the Institute. So I just looked and typed in 170. I couldn't find 170, so I went for 160, and it's absolutely fine. If it's any thicker, you start to get creases in them. These ones I did, and I'm not sure what they were, but they're very creased. And you see, when you roll them round, they don't keep a nice shape. That's about right, 160.
It's 160 I've got, but I'm having terrible trouble with my glue. It's not keeping them stuck together.
Right. What glue are you using, Sandra?
Fast and tacky.
Right. Well, it should be good. I'm using tacky glue, which I got in the range for £2.25.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you
240 mils. So if it's a tacky glue, it should. It might just be that you have to let it go a bit tacky before you put the 2 edges together, maybe.
I've got all my clips on them and holding them in the hope.
Right.
Eventually.
Right. Well, then what you do is you put that to one side. Just stick with single flower for the moment. You can do your doubles later, and then go and make your next insert. So make some more single petals to go in between.
They're all double.
That's double, right? So you can leave that to dry while you make your next 5 petals to go in between. These ones, the ones that.
So just like a flower with 5 single petals, yeah?
Yeah, you can do it like that. So this one here, if I just started with a single, Like this, just move these out of the way. If I just started with a single, even a small single, and then I just made 5 more petals here, and I could just do that, and you'd get just as nice an effect in a single colour or double colour, like this. Like that. Make that a bit rounder.
My glue's sticking to everything else but the petal.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same, Sandra. It just keeps falling apart.
I'm covered in glue. I find the smaller ones, I've sort of gone picky on those ones.
Yes.
I think I was holding too tight.
Yeah, when you actually come round with your thing, I sometimes just use my finger to just curl it, and then when you come round to the thing, don't press this bit as your sellotape. Just hold the 2 ends and flick the sellotape over, and then it stays quite rounded.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, and I think sorry.
Okay, carry on, Helen. Carry on.
Sorry, I was just going to say I started off originally with the Pritt stick, but that wasn't holding it at all. So I've gone and got some sort of it's Pritt stick, but it's PVA.
This is the 15 centimetre. So just put your sellotape on half, halves on and half stick it off, and then gently bring the end round. Now I'm not going to bend this bit to foldy bit. I'm just going to hold that edge to that edge until they're matched up. So I'm not really touching any other part except for this top centimetre, and then I just flick the sellotape over, and it stays nice and rounded.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing is, you're only using cheat card. You know, if something goes wrong, I just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to continue and glue these last ones. That's nearly the glue all over the floor. So, one there. And the people that are just watching are not getting bored just listening to this deafening silence.
Yeah.
Feel free to talk and chat.
Did anyone see the procession of the mummies in Egypt?
Yeah,
It was amazing.
No, I didn't.
It moved from one museum to another. New museum.
Oh, right.
Yes, I did.
It was a real spectacle.
Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it?
It was.
They made all these. You'd have been good at it, Maz. They made all these new mummy mobiles that they transferred each mummy with its name all over it and everything. The cars looked really special. Worth looking at if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Where can we see them, Pauline?
Well, I might. I'll put them on. I'll put them up on Womankind.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll put a wee film of the thing up. I was going to put it up, and then I thought probably everyone's seen it already. So, but if you haven't, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids at school used to love it when we did ancient Egypt. They loved making sarcophagus and things like that.
Yeah.
Come back.
Well, there's a lot to learn, isn't there? Still learning.
Yeah.
Our daughter did a speech in 4-H about ancient Egypt, and you know, she could, like, she was about 8 at the time. Yeah. She could pronounce sarcophagus with no problem.
Yeah.
But when it came to Sphinx, it was always the Sphinx.
Sphinx.
So she, and then she had to go and do it where her speech was being marked. Whenever she practiced, she always went the Sphinx. But when she got on up in front of the audience, she could do Sphinx properly. So
good for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, quick question, Maz, if I may.
Yep.
When
Yes.
I've got to this stage,
Is that Anne Phyllis?
No.
Oh no, it's Helen.
It's
Yeah.
Helen Layfield.
Yeah.
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 When I've got to this stage, I glue on the outside of the outside
Yeah.
one.
About a centimetre on each side, and then insert it in
as
between
far
the
as
two
it'll go,
petals.
and
Yep.
then just squeeze it, and then right.
And then,
Okay.
and then you repeat that 4 more times so that you've got the 5 inserts. And then,
Hopefully. Thank you.
that's fine. And then I'm just taking my pegs off. I had to peg those. See, now that's like a snowflake.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And that will hang up on. Do this one here. That would hang up quite nicely. It's quite
yeah.
quite sound.
Strong, yeah.
You could do those at Christmas and hang them by your
Yeah.
window.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's lovely.
nice snowflake.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering, Maz, could you make
to
them
switch
so
my
that
camera.
they're 3-dimensional, so that you go crossways?
I'll just get my other one off the door here.
You try it.
I know, I'll try it. I'll try it.
This is the little one off the door. So that was
that's lovely.
a double. Yeah. So it would be very hard because you wouldn't have a flat to a flat. You'd have an edge to an edge.
Yeah, okay.
So unless you made 2 exactly the same, put one above the other, and then use something very heavy to hold them together. But I just don't think it'd be worth the
it's
hassle,
not worth it now.
really.
Just a thought.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Right. Oh, someone's chatting here.
These would be lovely in Christmas colours for hanging up.
They would, yeah.
Yeah. Really nice and reds and golds.
Yeah.
And or silver.
And you could
hanging up.
take them out in the garden and
I
yeah,
use the toilet roll bit. Yeah. I use the toilet roll holders. And now don't ask me about centimeters, about 2 inches.
Yes.
And I make that into for what do you call them? Napkin rings. Now you could do one of your designs and put it against a thicker one for a nice napkin ring.
Yeah, yes,
Quite
yes, in
nice.
the centre part with a little centre part with small
Yes,
petals
and you
would
could
work well.
or just make them just that little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Glue it on to that, you know.
Yeah. When I cut the toilet roll rings, I just go along the edge of the toilet roll with my ruler like this. Okay. Do the other side, and I just mark off in centimeters along.
Yeah.
And then I just semi flatten it.
Yeah.
And then I just take big scissors, hefty scissors, and I just by eye follow the line and cut them. So they're not all they're not all perfect.
No.
But and then you do really have to use a glue gun to keep those stable because they're quite hard.
Yeah.
So I've got a whole basket full of toilet rings here.
Could I ask, Maz? Sorry.
They don't allow you to take toilet rolls now to schools.
No,
and
you
nursery.
can't. No, because it's only because I'm using them myself in the house. You can't take them to schools now.
Yes, I know,
No.
but
Not allowed
just,
to.
they're just not allowed, and it just goes too far,
No.
I think.
Oh, yeah. I've got some here. These are kitchen rolls. I don't know because they're a little bit more. That's just kitchen rolls, and they're just done exactly the same. Sometimes what happens is they come apart a little bit, the toilet roll rings, and you have to sort of glue them back together because they're just a spiral, and they can come apart. But okay, how are we doing, ladies? Somebody else had a question then.
I was just going to ask you, Maz, when you mixed your glue with or the paint, was it acrylic paint or watercolor paint, or?
It was just school watercolor, school, you know, ordinary poster paints.
Right.
That I've had in the I've had them in the cupboard since I left teaching, and I finished teaching in 1998.
Oh, right.
And I'm still using them.
Yeah,
and they were
very
fine.
good.
I had to shake them a bit. But yeah, so I just use those. Acrylic paints, I probably would, just use acrylic and glue the same. I'd try anything really.
Yeah.
Anything that worked.
I think I probably need to go and get some pegs. where I tried the Pritt stick to begin with, it wants to pull apart.
Yeah.
So if I keep my fingers there, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But if I take my fingers off, it wants to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a peg.
Yeah, I think I'm getting glue in my fingers. So when I take my fingers away from the thing, it's pulling it apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Avis has got a question. Maz,
oh yeah, Avis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they look great, Avis. You're on mute.
You're muted.
Yeah.
I'm wondering where you put this one onto this bit.
Right. Oh, right. So you're on here. Let me go back to my work station. Oh, I am. Sorry, I went back the wrong way. Right. So you've got your flower here. This is your centre. All right. Hold yours up for me so that I can talk about. Make sure I'm seeing it. Up a wee bit more, Avis. Right. So you've got your centre one. So your next flowers need to sit on top of a petal. So see one of your blue petals that are sticking out.
Oh yeah, I like.
Right, take your flower and put it so that you've got two parts of the petal sitting on top of the purple or the blue part. Can you see two parts of them?
I'm just going to have to see.
Or like that.
Yeah. Yes. Flat edges to flat edges, and then the more flat edges you can join, the more stable it is.
Unfortunately, I've run out of toilet roll strips. And I've
Okay.
got
Avis, just leave. Yeah, that's fine. Leave the first bit as it is, because you can always mix card and toilet rolls. So you can always just look at what I do next, and you can use card to do the next bit, straight bits of card. Because if you come back here, what I do next now to make those little curly bits, I cut bits of card. It was about 10 centimeters long. And then I took my ruler and a pencil and I marked halfway. So I just marked a tiny mark, little pencil mark halfway along. Yeah. Okay, just on the strip of card, just so you can just see it, no more. You might not see it, I can see it. Then I took a kebab stick and I put the card on it, and I just gently started to roll it. I kept it tight and I rolled it all the way down to my pencil mark, which is about halfway. Okay. And when I got to that pencil mark, I took the kebab stick out. It's quite tight there. It's quite a tight roll, and I just eased it out. I just eased it out, so it became a little scroll. And then I take those little scrolls I've made, and I put the top flower here, where that top petal comes out. I put one facing east and one facing west. Okay. And I repeated that all the way around on the top petal. One facing east. Oh, now it's going to be south, that one is.
I'll go and get some card.
And all the way around. So they are curling away from the petal all the way around.
So
that's lovely. And those ones were 10. Obviously, if your flowers are bigger, you might want a bigger strip. But you can just try one out and see. And then they just get glued in like that.
I've cut this in half.
All the way around. Like that. Okay. And the same with this one. If you wanted just to stop at this stage, this is the very centre, like the centre of this one, you could stop at that stage and do exactly the same with this and put your little things in here on this one, like that. And just make that into that sort of size. Okay, and that would be a smaller one, like that. Can you see? All the way round. Put those all the way round. And you can just have a small one. And again, you just touch the ends about 1 centimetre each side with your glue. Keep forgetting which camera I'm looking at. And take it to the flower, and that one's going that direction, and just push it down and then pinch. To dry. And the other one, the other side. And put that one that side. Hold them with your fingers. And we repeat that all the way around. If it looks a bit funny angle, you can just put a bit more glue on to sit it up a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Well, Maz, you've got 10 minutes left. Well, just under 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
So have a quick run round and see how everyone's got on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you've got the idea, and you just go on and make petals and flowers, and you can make sculptures completely out of just the petals. There's ideas online for that as well. Just go to Pinterest or Google toilet roll art, and there's hundreds of ideas.
Yeah.
Before, but just...
Edith's got a question, I think. Hang on a sec, Edith.
Yeah, Edith.
Hi.
Hi, Edith.
Are they a different thickness to the petals?
They're card bits.
Is it
No,
a different...
they're just strips of card, exactly the same.
The same thickness as the petals.
Yeah, and then they're just wound round and then teased out to whatever pleases you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks, Edith. Right, let's have a look and see. Has anybody got anything that they want to show yet?
See what you've all got.
Right, hang on a sec. Just right, I'm going to go to Margaret. Margaret's iPad. I'm going to go to. Oh yeah, lovely.
I'm getting there.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Great, good.
I think I'm needing something in the middle.
Yeah, you can always get something. If you find you haven't glued the middle and it's a bit iffy, get a big button and a bit of a glue gun or something and stick it on.
Yeah.
I haven't got the glue gun. I'm just using ordinary glue.
Yeah.
Well, just give it a good larrup of glue and then put it on.
Larrup. Is that a special word there, Maz? Larrup.
Larrup. A little bit more than a smidge.
Good.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have one to show? Oh, Ruby,
one.
I'm going to come to you, Ruby. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Ruby had her hand up first. Oh, that's lovely, Ruby. Nice colour combination.
It is nice, that's
Oh, that's lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah, really nice.
Oh, that's beautiful, eh?
Yeah. Well done.
When I cut the card the first time, when I cut off just 1 centimetre width, I thought, oh, that's far too bendy. So I cut 2 centimetres, and actually, in retrospect, it would have been better to be 1 centimetre because they tended to sort of squash softer. But yeah,
But that's fine. That's fine.
I'll need to make wee curly bits there. Oh, I like that.
Great. Was that an 8?
It was, but I hadn't got the fancy. I hadn't got the fancy paper that everybody's.
What are you using in it? That's fine.
That looks lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got proper paper, but it's just right hard paper,
You're gonna have to hold it like that because you're stuck to it now, Annette.
I know, No, I'm quite happy, but I'm going to put some curly bits in there.
Okay. Good. Well done.
I'm quite happy with what I've done.
Diane K, I'm coming to you, Diane K.
Hiya.
That's
Unfortunately,
nice.
I just made it with paper.
Any colours?
Look at the lovely colours.
It keeps springing apart because it's just made of paper. It's not card.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, but it should be fine. You should be able to hang it. I just hang them on a little picture hook or a map pin on the wall.
I've got it
You
held
hang it
together
up.
with a paper clip.
Yeah.
That should make it dry.
Okay.
Great. Well done, Dan.
Yeah, thank you.
Margaret Farker's got, she looks like you've got a garden, Margaret.
Mine's
It's
wow.
It's just, I just did it at the last minute, and the only thing I had at hand was paper, so it's just paper.
That's fine.
Lovely.
It's 2 centimeters than 1.
Yeah.
If you hold it up by the top flower, is it quite stable? If you hold it up,
It's quite, yeah.
So hang it on the wall. Fine.
That's the only paper, but it is 2 centimeters rather than 1.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And it's not very even because it was very quickly done.
That's all right. We're not looking too hard, Margaret.
We were only practicing today.
Jennifer, you were holding something up a second ago, weren't you?
I've got mine done. I've just got multicolored with a few drizzles.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Once you get into way of it, it's quite easy.
Yeah. Great. Well done.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Fiona, have you got one? Fiona and Minwell? Look.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
Right.
That's lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
I like the
Lovely.
it's alternate colours. That's very nice.
Yeah.
3 colours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's turned out very nice, I think. Yeah.
Is that paper?
No,
Fiona?
it's actually cards. It's a
Right. That's good.
thick, but it's not too bad if I
just had to
move it properly.
Yeah. Great.
That's lovely. Good.
Okay. Well, I think we'll say, because Maz has to go and do her duty for the variations on a theme, which is happening this weekend, Maz, isn't it? You'd want to give a wee plug if
Saturday.
anybody doesn't know about it.
Saturday at 1:30. Has everyone heard about it?
Yes.
What is it? What is it?
It's the variations on a theme competition being held online by HQ.
Oh.
Good.
So it's not on the usual events list.
No.
It's if you go onto the SWI website, onto the SWI website or onto the SWI Facebook page, you'll find the code. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the code here if anyone's
All
desperate.
right,
for
okay,
it.
great. You've got the code. That's great.
Yeah. Have you got a pencil if you want to join on Saturday at 1:30? Okay. And this is the ID number you'll need. 894 8605 8833, and the passcode is 267852.
267852.
Okay.
Did your federation no send you details about
Well,
it?
it came out from my federation this morning.
Same
I got
here.
it this morning.
Mine came yesterday.
Mine came today.
Yes, I got mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyone that still wants to go to the AGM, tomorrow's the last day for sending in your entry.
Oh gosh. Right.
Doing that.
Yes, I've done that. Sure, I did that.
I've done that as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Matt. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ladies, take pictures of your
Is it
mates
finished
and
there?
put them on Womankind onto the group. Do you know how to do that? If you go to the Womankind by SWI group and ask to join it, then everybody can share and show their pictures in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's apart from the Facebook page Womankind by SWI. There's a group as well, and if you join that, then you can talk to each other. Oh, Anne Johnson, look, one to leave us with, Anne. Yeah, let's have a look at yours.
Look,
I had to put
very
a little circle on cover the rest.
That's great.
Lovely.
Very nice. Great.
That's great.
So let's give Maz a big round of applause and say thank you
Thanks,
very much.
ladies.
Maz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing them
Oh, it
all.
was really good.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Maz.
Thanks, Pauline.
Thank you. We're
Thank
two
you.
o'clock
See you
for
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Bye now, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.